D2DNY, Real World HVAC Simplified. And now, in this video, my recovery machine is beeping. Wow, it's completed. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys, this is mostly for beginners. Because if you're a pro, you should know this already. But this is another video yet once again for beginners, and I'm going to be showing you how to connect and set up your recovery equipment, so your recovery unit and your recovery tank and your manifold gauges. All right, so in this video we're going to go over all of that, how you connect your hoses to the system, and get this whole thing set up and do your recovery. So stay tuned for that. Now before we get into the video, if you have not subscribed, I want you to do so right now. Just hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon as well, so that when I upload videos like these, you get them right away. All right, so yeah, I know it's a mess right here. I'm recovering because on this job I'm going to be replacing the TXV. Here's the TXV right here. Okay, so I'm going to be replacing that. So I got to, in order to replace the TXV, you got to remove the refrigerant. You got to pull the system charge. You got to recover it. You can't just go ahead and vent it out in the atmosphere. That's illegal. All right. So you're gonna need a recovery unit, a recovery machine, a recovery tank, and you're gonna need some gauge manifolds. And you're also gonna have to watch this video. You're gonna have to watch this video because you're gonna need to know how to do it if you're a beginner. All right. So let's get into it. So if you're a beginner, you should know that you have a high side port on your system and a low side port. So this right here is your gauge manifolds. That's the high side port, or high side. That's the low side, and that's the high side. So here I have my red hose, and right there is a service valve, a refrigeration valve. I'm gonna call it that. Maybe I'm gonna get some pushbacks from some pros. Oh, that's a king valve, or that's that valve. It really doesn't matter. There's a port on it, as you can see. So I was able to connect my hose to it. So that's on the high side. So that actually is the liquid line, guys. That's the liquid line. So that's the best spot to put it, because you can siphon liquid, and if you're siphoning liquid, it's a faster recovery process. If you're recovering vapor, then, for example, I'm gonna show you right now. When you're recovering vapor, it will take longer to recover because the tank pressure is going to be higher. So right now the tank pressure is 244, not too bad, but look, it's 112 degrees. It's hot. You know what I'm saying? So in vapor form, that's what will happen. The tank will get hot, and it's going to build pressure. It's going to slow your recovery time. So get one of the hose on the high side. On the high side, if you can get your hose on the liquid line, that'll be perfect. If not, the compressor discharge will do just fine. All right, so that's the high side. You got one hose to the high side right there. All right, and then you're going to want to have your second hose, the blue hose. You want to put that on the low side, right? So that's right there. That's your compressor suction, right? Suction of the compressor, all right, on the low side. And there you go. So I'm currently at 0 right now because I'm fully recovered. The system is empty. I can go ahead and replace my TXV right now. But so that's how you do that. And then the yellow hose from your gauges. So remember, you want to put the red hose to the high side of the system. Over there, I showed you. High side, preferable the liquid line. You want to put your blue hose to the low side of the system, the compressor suction. All right, anywhere in the low side is fine. And then your yellow hose, okay, that's going to go into the inlet of your recovery machine. So you see there's an in and there's an out, as labeled, as indicated. Okay, can't go wrong with that, guys. It's pretty straightforward stuff. In and out. So the yellow hose, the in comes from your gauges. Remember, inlet of the pump, of the recovery unit or recovery pump comes from your gauges, right? Okay. And then the outlet of the recovery unit or the recovery pump goes into your tank. Now, actually I did myself a little disservice here, because if I had put this hose on this side has a dipping tube. A dipping tube that goes to the bottom of the tank. So it would have, you know, reduced my recovery time, because on this side here is the all vapor. So if you open this side to remove or even to add anything here, once it goes through here, it's going to be flashing off. It's going to be blowing off. It's going to be misting out and expanding. And when that happens, it's going to result in your tank getting hotter, because, you know, whether you're coming in here liquid or vapor. But if you're coming in vapor, it doesn't really matter. But if you're coming in liquid, once the liquid goes through this port, it's going to just expand, and that's going to create a rapid flash and mess with your tank. It's going to build your pressure a little more. But if I had put this hose on this side, which has a dipping tube, the tube goes into the bottom, so it's like pouring liquid into the liquid, so it comes out, you know, more smooth and less splash, which will result in a lower tank pressure, which will equal to a faster recovery time. But just so you know, here, if you open this port, because it has a dipping tube that goes to the bottom, pure liquid will come out. Pure liquid will come out of the tank if you have liquid in the tank. If there's enough refrigerant in the tank where it condenses, you'll have liquid in the bottom. This port will release liquid. This port is literally stopping right here up top, so it's going to be all vapor. And that's that. So you choose whatever you want to put it on. Either way it will work. You know what I mean? You connect it. So from your pump outlet, see this hose right here? It goes into my tank. Make sure you open the recovery tank. You know, you're going to open it. So like right now, it's open right now. If I go like this, I'm closing it. Okay, that's closing, and this is opening. And if I just open this right here, it will be liquid refrigerant coming out, so I won't do it. Leave this one closed, right? And you open whichever one you have your hose on, you open that. And on your recovery unit, you're going to want to set that to recover. Not closed, not closed, not purge. You want it to be set to recover. Now in this particular unit, all you do once all that is done, you're going to also make sure that your gauges are opened. See, that's closed. Right now I'm going to close my gauges. Right? So then I'm going to, we call it back seat my gauges. All right, so right now I'm going to front seat it. This is front seating. I'm going to front seat it, just close it. Right? But you want to leave them open. Everything has to be open or back seated in your gauges. Opened. This one is opened as well. Open that, and then set your pump to recover, and then simply press start. And on this particular pump, you may have a different pump, but on this particular recovery unit, just press start. Does this thing, this right here is showing you, that's the discharge of the tank pressure, the pressure that's in the tank, which is pretty cool. And here is showing you the system pressure, which we know is 0 because my recovery process has been completed. All right, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I do upload videos on a weekly basis. Again, this is for beginners. It's a quick short video for beginners, you know, how to set up your recovery unit. So this thing is pulling a vacuum right now. You're still here? You're special. Yes, I'm going in a vacuum right now, and that's not a bad idea, to make sure or to ensure that you got every last bit of refrigerant, even out of the oil that's boiling off in the refrigerant oil. Sometimes in the compressor. That's why you see, like right here, it's sweating. Super cold. Because as the refrigerant evaporates from the oil, that's why the compressor is so cold. Sometimes when that happens, you finish with the recovery process, and then you'll find the pressures slowly creeps back up. That's because the refrigerant is in the oil, it's trapped in the oil and it's slowly boiling off. So when you have a little vacuum, -10, that's really good. All right? So I'm gonna close this video off right now. That's it. I'm done. If you have questions, leave it in the comment section. I'm also replacing this board as well. The lockout logic. Where is it? Where is it? I just want to show you guys. It's down there. The actual board is here. Okay. There it is in the unit. So I'll be replacing this one as well.